It's the kind of place that nightmares are made of, but it's not a battlefield or some secret underground bunker. This is a prison, but one so strange, unsafe, and horrifying that even the guards don't feel safe inside. Welcome to Blackwater Island Prison, a facility that should never have existed in the first place. The United States already has more prisons than almost any other country in the world, but in 2024, a sudden wave of arrests connected to cybercrime cartel operations and immigration raids created a massive crisis. There simply weren't enough cells left to house thousands of detainees. Instead of slowing down, officials came up with a desperate plan. Convert abandoned military sites into temporary prisons. One of the strangest and most dangerous of these was an isolated naval station off the coast of Louisiana. Decommissioned decades ago, the site was rotting, its hangars crumbling, and its runways cracked. In less than a month, it was filled with over 3,000 detainees. That's how Blackwater Island Prison was born. Calling it inhospitable is an understatement. The island is surrounded by miles of swamp crawling with poisonous snakes, venomous insects, and alligators. Escape is almost impossible. Inside, things aren't much better. Instead of real prison blocks, detainees were shoved into giant warehouse-style hangars. No proper air conditioning, no solid sanitation system. And whenever it rains, which in Louisiana is almost every week, the ceilings leak, flooding the floor with dirty water. So what does daily life look like inside? Morning begins not with roll call, but with blinding floodlights turned on to wake up the detainees. The heat builds quickly and the smell of sweat, mold, and unwashed bodies fills the hangars. Food is just as miserable. A typical meal is stale bread, a packet of crackers, and murky drinking water. Hunger is constant, and fights over scraps happen almost every day. Showers exist, but with thousands of people and only a few taps. Some detainees go days without washing themselves. Insects thrive in the standing water, and skin infections spread rapidly. Violence is a daily reality. The guards, many of them young recruits from immigration enforcement, are unprepared for this nightmare. They are often outnumbered and overwhelmed. So when detainees fight, the guards simply let it happen until someone is badly injured. For many, the greatest danger isn't the swamp or the heat, but the people trapped inside with them. Could anyone ever escape Blackwater Island? Technically, the fences aren't high-tech, and there are no motion sensors like in maximum security prisons. But nature itself is the prison. Anyone who tries to run would have to cross miles of swamp filled with waist-deep mud, bloodthirsty mosquitoes, venomous cottonmouth snakes, and, of course, hungry alligators. So far, no one has made it out alive, and here, as the strangest part, many detainees here haven't even been convicted of a crime. Some are simply awaiting trial or an immigration hearing. Lawyers say it's nearly impossible to reach their clients, and hearings are delayed because no one seems to know which court has jurisdiction. This means people can be stuck here for weeks, even months, trapped in legal limbo with no end in sight. Human rights groups have already raised alarms. They compare the conditions to the worst detention camps in history. Overcrowded barracks, lack of food, filthy bathrooms, and almost no medical staff. People with diabetes and asthma go untreated for days. And when someone collapses, medical help is hours away because boats are the only way on or off the island. Even guards sometimes admit that they feel trapped here, just like the detainees. So why does Blackwater Island Prison even exist? Some say it's a temporary solution to an overcrowding problem. Others believe it's a deliberate strategy to make life so miserable that detainees break down and accept deportation or plea deals without resistance. But one thing is certain. This prison was never built to last. It's unsafe, unsanitary, and unsustainable. And for the people stuck inside, surviving even one night feels like a battle for life itself. But survival in prison isn't just about food, water, or shelter. Sometimes it comes down to something even more basic. What happens in your very first hours behind bars? Because the first 24 hours in prison, they can decide your entire future. Watch our next video, why the first 24 hours in prison are the most dangerous.